Hey y'all, Michael Smith here with the Bluefield Group, and today I'm sitting down with Channing Banks with United Way, and we're going to talk about their organization and how you can get involved. All right, Channing, could you tell us a little bit about the vision and mission of your organization?
Yeah, so the vision of the United Way of Greenville County is that everyone in Greenville County is on a cycle of success.
Okay, so a cycle of success. Could you tell me what that means?
So the cycle of success is comprised of 4 components. You have school readiness, high school graduation, financial stability, and life essentials. So we look at poverty like it's generational, and it is. So school readiness focuses on the child from the time they're born, really before they're born, until they're 5 years old. High school graduation focuses on them from the time they enter school to the time they graduate. And then financial stability is after graduation as they're adults. And life essentials is looked at like a springboard. Life happens. Sometimes people lose their jobs, sometimes people get sick. So we have agencies out there like food pantries and shelters that provide short-term immediate services to help people get by a little bit so that they can get back on the cycle of success.
So let's talk about those real quick. So which of those 4 do you mainly focus on?
So I focus on the life essentials category.
Life essentials.
Yes.
Okay, so what is considered a life essentials?
Life Essentials is basically a safety net organization. It's an organization that's there in case an individual or a family has an emergency crisis. For example, agencies that are in our Life Essentials category are food pantries, shelters, crisis lines, hotlines, things like that, free medical clinics. So just whenever a short-term emergency happens, you have an agency that's there that someone can go to and get immediate help for their situation.
Okay. So I believe the way you explained it before we started filming was if someone falls out of that cycle of success,
Yes.
the safety net is there to try and get them back into the cycle.
So basically
Right.
how it works, that's right. Basically how it works is poverty is a generational thing. So we have our school readiness, which focuses on children from before they're born until they're 5 years old. So
Okay.
you have agencies that help parents, help prepare reading to, the children when they're still in the womb. And you have agencies that help with, making sure the child is healthy and okay before they get into school, because they feel like that's a pivotal part to make sure that they're ready
Sure,
to go
absolutely.
into kindergarten. And then we have our high school graduation, which is for the children from age 5 on up through 18. And that's making sure that they don't fall off track and that they can graduate and that they have opportunities to go to college if they want to or pursue a trade. And then after that, we want to take care of the family and individual once they graduate with our financial stability.
Okay.
And that's where you have your financial literacy classes, courses that can help people buy homes for the first time. So the idea is that you're taking care of this child all the way up to adulthood. And then when they start having children, then they can do the same thing. They can provide that school readiness, make sure they're fostering an environment to where they can graduate from school, and then it just goes on generational and generational.
Yeah, absolutely. It has kind of a generational impact.
Generational impact,
if you
yeah.
can change one person's life, you can change their children, their grandchildren, the trajectory of the whole family.
Absolutely,
That's great.
yeah. And life happens, so you never know. You might lose your job, get hurt, or something like that. So you have the life essential category there, so that people can basically, get on that and then spring back onto, the other cycle of success.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how the process works with United Way, because y'all don't directly do any of these things, right? You're almost like a facilitator
Yes.
for resources. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Basically, think of us as an intermediary. So we go out in the community and we raise funds.
Okay.
Corporations, individual donors, things like that. We raise money in the community. And then through a lot of work, the whole process basically takes a year. We have community volunteers, we have our staff, we look at it, and we pick agencies that fall under the categories, the 4 categories I just mentioned,
Okay.
that are sound nonprofits. They're carefully vetted, and then we grant money to them so that they can carry out their mission that ultimately puts people on our cycle of success.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to give to a local organization that you know is going to have a positive impact here in Greenville,
Yes.
but you don't necessarily have the time or the wherewithal to vet all these individual nonprofits that we have in the area, United Way can be a great option, because we know there are people here making sure
Absolutely.
those funds are being stewarded and put in the right place.
Absolutely, and that's the idea. Just think of it as a pot, and you give your money to United Way, and we have it, and we look at it, and we put it into areas that are going to get the best impact in our community for our citizens.
So that's great.
Yes.
All right, so Channing, if we want to learn more about the United Way, where can we go?
You can go to unitedwaygc.org, Or if you're interested in volunteering, you can go to handsongreenville.org.
Great, awesome. Well, I'm really glad that today we took some time to really go into the life essentials category, and I'm looking forward to coming back talking about the other 3 areas of your cycle of success. So Channing, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Looking forward to coming back. And if there are any other nonprofits locally that you feel like we need to be talking to, please leave that in the comments below.